For 2021, there were so many amazing pieces of tech, but there was one that I couldn't put down. The iPad Air 4th Gen has been an essential item for work and content, which is why the iPad Air 4th Gen is my favorite piece of tech for 2021. From the specs to the price, make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see why this iPad has changed the way I work forever. Drop a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an upload.
What is up, you guys? As I stated in the intro, I am going to be talking about my favorite piece of tech from 2021. Yes, there were so many awesome items that came out this year, but in particular, my iPad Air 4th Gen has been by far a game changer for not only how I produce this content for you guys, but how I live my everyday life. The iPad Air 4th Gen has completely just changed everything. I've talked about it in my everyday carry backpack video. I talked about it in my everyday carry essentials video, and I really take it everywhere with me. If I'm going to the office, if I'm working from home, my iPad Air is always on me. And you guys, that is why that is going to be my favorite piece of tech of 2021. And I'm so excited to bring this video to you guys, just because one, it's the last video of 2021. It's talking about my favorite piece of tech, and that is it. No more videos for 2021. We're gonna see each other in the next year. So I definitely want to talk to you guys about this awesome piece of tech, because I definitely feel that it's going to provide a lot of value for you guys. If you're a student out there, if you're a professional out there, you're going to want to take a look at the iPad Air 4th Gen, because it definitely holds its own against an iPad Pro. So first, I want to get into the specs of my particular iPad. Then I'm going to go into the design of the iPad, and I want to tell you guys my personal experience, exactly why I have been raving about this iPad Air 4th Gen for so many videos. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about it, but for you guys that aren't, this is going to be my detailed review, everything from me purchasing it, how much it costs, what the specs are, to why I like the design. So let's start talking about the specs of the iPad Air 4th Gen for 2021. This iPad Air comes in at 10.9-inch display with 64 gigs of storage. It does have a 12 megapixel camera on the back of it and a 7 megapixel front-facing camera. The iPad also films 4K at 24 frames per second. I think that is completely crazy. I remember when iPads first came out, and I would see people, I live in Florida, so I would see people at Disney taking pictures and videos with their iPad, and I thought they were insane. But with this iPad Air 4th Gen, you can now take really good videos with it, with that 4K 24 frames per second camera on the back. And I just think that is amazing. You're also gonna get that magnetic connector at the top of the iPad, and that's gonna hold your Apple Pencil Gen 2. I really love that form factor for it. This iPad also comes with 10 hours of battery life, and I definitely believe that the 10 hours of battery life, it will get you from the beginning of your day to the end, depending on your use. And I use it as a professional iPad, so I use it for working, I use it for storyboarding these YouTube videos, I use it for, of course, watching a little bit of Twitch. So I definitely feel like the 10 hours of battery life definitely keeps you going throughout the whole day. Apple also implemented Touch ID with the release of this iPad Air, and when I saw it on the keynote, I think it was WWDC or just one of the regular Apple announcement conferences that they have, and when I saw that they were going to be bringing Touch ID to this iPad, it really piqued my interest, because I never really liked Touch ID on the iPhones, but you guys, Touch ID on the iPad Air is really amazing. You can program multiple fingers to unlock your iPad. So I have this index on my left hand, and then I have the left index on my right hand, just so that I'm not only stuck to unlocking my iPad with one finger. And honestly, I sometimes like Touch ID more than Face ID, just because how fast it is. If I'm making a purchase on my iPad, the Touch ID, boop, it's there, my iPad is unlocked. So I really love that Apple added that into these new iPad Airs. I really love that, and I love all of the specs about the iPad. I don't really have any real complaints. If I wanted to be very nitpicky, I would say that I could prefer a little bit longer battery life, but as I said earlier, I am still still able to do all of my normal tasks using that 10 hours of battery life. And sometimes my iPad isn't even dead by the end of the day. So I want to say that the iPad with 10 hours of battery life, it's definitely more than enough. You're getting what you need. I feel like Apple really just gave you the perfect amount of battery to do what you need to do. Jumping into the design aspect of the iPad Air 4th Gen, I love it, you guys. It's so sleek, it's so slim. It is only 1 pound, and honestly, I can't believe that it's only 1 pound. When I read that, it feels even lighter than that. As I said, I love the magnetic connector for your Apple Pencil. I never ever have my Apple Pencil off of my iPad just because of this connector, and that's why I went with the Nomad leather case. I will link that down in the description. I love Nomad. I love this leather case, and I love the sleek design of the iPad with the Touch ID, with the 10.9-inch display, this magnetic connector on the bottom, and then of course you guys know how much I love USB Type-C charging. I really feel like the design is perfect. I wouldn't change it at all. I know Apple released the iPad mini, and I thought about it. I really thought about it, but my friend Matt, who I always play Call of Duty with, he has the iPad mini, and he's even going back to a full-size iPad just because it's more practical for taking notes. It's also more practical if you guys want to use this as a second monitor or a second display with your MacBook Pro. I really feel like the 10.9-inch display is going to be able to do that for you. So this form factor, the design, Touch ID up here, you guys, oh, it is my favorite thing ever. I'm really happy with what I chose, and I went with the space gray. You guys know I love space gray. I love matte black. So of course, I went with the space gray model, and I have no complaints about the design. The 12 megapixel back-facing camera, it really does its job. I don't film or take pictures on it, but I believe I did have to use my iPad for filming when I was in Tampa 2 weeks ago, and the video quality wasn't bad. I really love the iPad. I don't have any complaints about it. That's why I decided that this was going to be my favorite piece of tech for 2021, because it changed the way that I do everything. It changed the way that I use my phone, changed the way that I use my MacBook Pro, because this really eliminated a lot of that. I don't use my phone that much for scrolling on Twitter anymore. I really don't use my MacBook Pro for anything other than editing videos. Everything, you guys, and I mean everything, from taking notes, from doing work at work, from doing work for YouTube, from watching videos, to doing my AWS courses. It is all done on this iPad, and you guys, I really love it. If you are in the market for an iPad Air, or if you're in the market for an iPad at all, I would definitely say take the time, compare the specs from the iPad Air 4th Gen to an iPad Pro, and I mean, make that decision for yourself. This iPad is $599, so you know the iPad Pro is going to be way more expensive. I only went with the Wi-Fi version because I like to connect my phone to my hotspot, or if I am working outside of my home, I really will just connect onto some type of free Wi-Fi, but I do prefer using my hotspot because it's a little more secure. So that's why I went with the Wi-Fi model. Again, it comes in at $599 for the Wi-Fi model of this iPad. And from the price to everything, you guys, I cannot complain. I was one of those people that said I would never use an iPad. It was unnecessary, but here I am using the iPad. There's so many funny TikToks about people having an iPad and how they're more productive. And I have to say, jokes aside, it is very true. I use it for everything, especially taking notes for AWS, taking notes. I take like mental health notes on my iPad, and I also take notes just for day-to-day and storyboarding these videos. So it's all done on here, you guys, all done on the iPad. I have no complaints, and again, that is why this is going to be my favorite tech of 2021, and I really hope you guys definitely take a look at it if you're in the market for an iPad. And I've just had the best experience with this iPad, and I can't talk about it enough. as to why I love it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys, I'm so appreciative for all of you guys in 2021. We hit 5,000 subscribers this year. I think we're at 5,300 or something. 2022 is going to be our year, SKS Squad. There's gonna be so many more products, pretty sure new iPads, new iPhones, just new tech in general. So let's go into 2022, crush it. You guys, if you're not a part of SKS Squad and you're watching this video, definitely hit that subscribe button, you guys. Be a part of the family. I post on the community tab. I love making videos. I love taking you guys' suggestions for videos. So I will see you guys in the new year. Peace.